It's going.
Okay, sorry.
Good afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are, and welcome to another NerdTube review. We're here talking about Lower Deck Season 3, Episode 2, The Least Dangerous Game. I'm joined by fellow Trekkies. To my right is Commodore Boone.
Howdy, what's up?
How are you doing tonight?
Good.
Below me is Zam. How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you. A little bit jaded, but I always have time for some lower fucking decks. And hello to the chat as well. Daniel Vance, Cara Hughes. Thank you very much. Cara, we are doing great.
Hey, Daniel,
Salutations to
what's up?
Daniel too. And Mage, how are you doing, mate?
I'm doing great. Excited to talk about the episode. Thank you guys for joining us there in chat. Um, let's start with overall. This episode had a lot of good jokes, and we've got some good character development.
Uh-oh.
Zam, I'll start with you. What were your overall thoughts?
Before I go on to that, I just want to quickly respond to Daniel Vance's comment saying he can't wait to see Lord of the Rings. We will be reviewing Lord of the Rings episode 1 on Saturday. My overall thoughts of this episode was that this is more of the lower decks that I remember, because the first episode, the premiere episode, was kind of like a story arc continuing from what happened at the end of season 2. And to a degree, we some of those like sort of humorous beats was kind of lost to a degree. This episode was, dare I say, it, classic lower decks. You know, it had a good main plot, a good subplot, and even though there was still a bit of a story arc from last week with Mariner now under the stewardship of Ransom, it still felt very episodic, and it had some of those beats that you would find in Star Trek episodes, and it just made me appreciate this show once again for what it is. It was great. I loved it. Fantastic episode.
100% agree. A nice return to form, light serialization, but mainly
Hmm.
episodic. Commodore Boone, what were your thoughts on this week's installment?
It was funny. I mean, especially with the belly button thing that they was going through, but it was pretty funny. I mean, I did like it a lot.
Excellent. Um,
How
in
about
chat,
yourself?
um, I really enjoyed this week's episode. Big D&D nerd, so the bat'leths and Ben Knox was that whole joke running through the episode. I really enjoyed. Uh,
Actually, I want to bring that up very briefly. I know we're going to do a breakdown, but when I was a kid, but I'm 45 years old. When I was a kid, and I was
Yeah,
maybe,
you're old.
yeah, in my late teens, maybe just before I hit 20, I played a VHS Star Trek game, which was based on TNG, and
Hmm.
it had Galron as like the sort of like dungeon master, so to speak. Did
mhm.
you play that as well, Jim?
I,
That
I
was so
I
cool.
did have it. Yes, yes.
Yeah, that was amazing. The
Yeah,
funny thing is, it's only really, really good the first time around
yeah.
because it's on VHS.
Hmm.
So, like, some of the beats, because they get repeated, so you kind of, if you
Hmm.
play it again, you kind of know what's going to happen at certain points. But the first time I played that game, I never played anything like it. Playing a game on a fucking VHS, and it was a Star Trek game as well. Fantastic. So even though it was, is it more talk? It was on this one.
Yes.
Yeah, even though it was more talk on this one and it was Garon on the one I played, as soon as I saw them play that, I just got instant memories of that VHS game. And it was, oh, great stuff. I loved it. I really did. Sorry for interrupting. I just
No.
needed to get that off my chest because yeah, I really want to play some more Star Trek sort of board games, maybe on the DVD or some shit like that, you know. So yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do that now. Um, I'm just going to quickly mention some of the chat here. I wish the transporter existed. I'll be sending you a glass of blood wine each. Yes, you're damn right. I need
Come on,
some
fill
blood
it up.
wine because I got a day off work tomorrow, so I won't be in my fucking car. So I would like to get a bit drunk.
There you go.
Daniel Vance says Lord of the Rings episode 1 and 2 releases tonight, so I might want to plan some more time. Yeah, we will do. Don't trust me. If nobody else joins me, you'll be getting me reviewing that shit. because I'm the man who can, and his name is Zam. All right, Cowrie Hughes. I'm surprised Ransom didn't get her to put her sleeves down though. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. I don't mind that. It's the extended episodes, 5 hours long. What the hell? I laughed so hard at them playing a version of Star Trek TNG Interactive VCR board game, a Klingon challenge being played.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. I laughed because it brought back memories. Yeah, I like that the M game. Doesn't the title mean something like Swords and Cowards or something? My Klingon's a little rusty. Not so sure. And finally, before we start talking about this episode, Gowron, the person who's speaking now, respond. Yeah. And he had the one eye as well, which I also like too. Anyway, sorry, I apologize. Let's get this show on the road.
Don't apologize. That's a big, kind of
Oh yeah.
running gag in the episode, and I'm glad that we have you guys. You actually played it. I've only ever seen it in the store and hadn't, could never afford to pick it up and check it out. But I'm glad that you guys, could share the perspective on that.
Well, nowadays, if a game like that comes out, you wouldn't want to play it on VHS. You want to
Yep.
get it on DVD or some flash drive or shit like that, because that's the way to play it now, in my
Mhm.
opinion. I think then there's more scenarios if you have it on a DVD player than you would do on a VHS, if you know what I mean.
More
But yeah,
storage.
yeah. All
Um,
right. Yeah.
so that whole thing's what we cold open with, and it's General Martok, and
Mhm.
he, uh, we cut to our lower deckers. They're playing the game, and Mariner's chafing at Ransom's oversight, while Boimler wishes he could get that kind of attention to try to move up. Uh,
Yeah.
Why?
Mariner gets called away an hour before the meeting even starts, getting picked on by Ransom,
Yep.
and has to leave the game aside. Uh, Tendy tells Boimler about Vendome getting promoted to captain and how he should try to take more risks and step outside of his comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've set up our A plot and B plot for the episode. Uh,
It seems that Boimler always seems to be like getting himself in these sort of situations now.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's always trying to like like he wants to fast track himself. I feel to the captain's chair quite
mhm.
badly, especially now that somebody else has. And he's like, "What the fuck? That should be me," And like I remember last season he tried to join the cool kids, and all they were
Mhm.
doing was mimicking other captains. It just felt like a different version of that, but still original in its own way.
Um, so we cut to Mariner and Ransom going to an orbital platform. Uh, Ransom says that they're going to repair it. Meanwhile, Billups and Rutherford get sent down to conduct the diplomacy in, complete bass backwards fashion. And it seems designed to irritate Mariner and, punish her. But it turns the planet is, one part Ryza and one part that planet from TNG where Wesley stepped on the flowers and was going to be
Mm-hmm.
executed.
Yep.
I was also thinking that planet is the planet from Voyager with the tether. Remember the tether, with the and Tuvok was trying to repair it with Neelix was repairing it, I believe, and Tuvok was on there, and they had it was like a who done it as well on the tether, like somebody was a killer, I believe,
That's
and
right. I remember that one now.
yeah, so yeah, I had flashbacks of that, and not once did they give a callback to that tether episode in any capacity, which is kind of surprising. Uh,
I
anyway.
think maybe the writers didn't even realize the similarity to that one. Maybe they were focused in on the, you know, other episodes kind of with those themes and those types of planets.
Just a couple
Um,
of comments here.
mhm.
One of the panels Mariner was repairing on the space elevator resembled the maze from Westworld. Okay. Interesting. All right, fair enough. I like Westworld, by the way. We're talking Yul Brenner, yeah? And you all should be really be showing your belly buttons for this. No, trust me, you don't want to see
Nobody
mine,
wants to
because
see mine
if you
either.
see my
Oh,
belly
it's so
button, you won't
funny.
see my face.
It's
Um, Actually, I kept expecting the young space babes on the planet to metamorphose into hideous lizard monsters. Maybe a different sci-fi show might have done that. And finally, I remember that episode. Yes, you do. Good memory. All right.
you sure? Are you sure, Cheeto, that you remember that?
Um, so Commodore Boom, what do you think of like these sequences, and what they're setting up for the plot for the episode?
Well, like I said earlier, it's pretty interesting. I mean, all kinds of stuff going on. I didn't really watch the video. I heard it all day when I was cutting grass and everything, so I didn't actually see everything. But I heard all the stuff that was going on. But with the guy that wants to always get to be captain and stuff like that, and then he wants to. All of a sudden, he's prey and he's crying like a little baby. Other than that, I mean, it was good.
Zam, how about you?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Just um, what do you think about Ransom's decision making? Do you think he's just that dumb, or do you think that he's actually trying to piss Mariner off?
Ransom definitely isn't dumb. Ransom was trying to test Mariner, but he kind of got lost a little bit in the testing of Mariner, and then the needs of his crewmates, who were put in a very dangerous situation. So yeah, he kind of forgot his role, but fortunately he remembered his role. So that was pretty good. I mean, I'm still expecting Mariner and Ransom to get it on. Like, I do feel there's something there. I really do, especially on Mariner's side. I think Mariner can't help but like Ransom. She's definitely attracted to him. You know, that's why when she said she hated him at the end of the episode, like, no, you don't. You
She's
fucking have the hots
slowly
for him.
coming to respect him a little bit too, though. That
I
she
think
genuinely praised
yeah,
him, you know. Um,
yeah.
but when we cut back to Boimler, he and Tindy are having lunch, and she tells him once again that he needs to try to, change things up, and he ends up saying yes to go into play spring ball, and it sets off this like Rube, device of series of events of him playing spring ball, ending up in Shax's choir, and you know, and then having to pose for an art class.
Well,
Eh,
I found it very funny that when he was offered to play that weird sort of game, like dodgeball squash, it felt like. Um, the guy said to the guy, "Do I really want to play a game with a bunch of muscle bound meatheads? Throwing their balls in my face?" And the way he said that just made me laugh. He just laughed so
Or
much.
he's
And
just a
gets
complete prick.
and get smacked in the head with the ball and all that good stuff.
He doesn't want to go back to gym class. He's the type that didn't have a good time in gym class, but he steps out of his comfort zone and to too much of an extent, and he ends up accepting a challenge to be hunted.
Well, one thing always led to the other. Like when he was speaking to Tindy, like some guy walked by, offered him to play, that dodgeball squash. Then Shanks whilst playing that with him, then said, "Why don't you join the choir?" And then this Christopher Walken sounding guy who came out the shadows, who's scary, said, "Yeah, why don't you be like a human model?" Yeah, and oil him up and stuff like that because he's all skinny and
Yep.
yeah, then yeah. So like one thing always led to another,
Yep.
and then finally, he meets this weird alien who wants to hunt his ass. And I like the Predator callbacks. There was a lot of
Yes.
the Predator vibes, and this was really good. So I'm just gonna quickly get to some of the comments here. Um, Cara Hugh says yes, cousin, to cousin Cheeto's comments about remember the episode, or something else. I believe always wanted Riker to cuff Wesley around the head after he fell in the flower patch. He's just a kid. All right, fair enough.
Right.
The Tuvok Neelix elevator episode, of course. Yes, check out those lava tubes. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, Jerry O'Connell's the man. By the way, another really cool actor on this show.
You got
Either
perfect.
Mariner and Ransom will end up in bed together or half killing one another. Yeah, that's a possibility. I don't want Mariner and Ransom to shout. You don't why? Oh, yeah, I
Is that
mean,
is that
by the way,
shit?
also today was like probably the first time I saw like when like there's four of them, but sometimes they split up, and usually it's Mariner and Boimler and Tindy and Rutherford. I think on one occasion it was Mariner and Tindy and Rutherford and Boimler, but this time round it was Rutherford and Mariner and Tindy and Boimler, which we never had that team up before. Um, Nude painted photos of Boimler are canon. Dear Shakari. Uh, Damn, some of these some of these things go over my head a little bit, Daniel. But fair enough. Cousin Cheetah, I don't know which way the writers will jump. It was just a thought, especially as a lot of writers use the slap kiss relationship model. You know, I think there'll be a situation on one particular planet where it makes people feel horny, and they'll use that as an excuse to bang each other, and then they'll have a regret at the end of the episode, and that'll be something they once did, and it might lead to a story out where they might end up shacking up for real. Who knows? Maybe if he does shack up with Mariner, Ransom gets demoted to lieutenant commander. You know, what I mean? By Commander Free by Captain Freeman. Sorry
for
for taking up all your time.
fraternization.
Exactly. Anyway, I apologize as well, especially as it's the captain's daughter as well. So
Oh,
anyway,
Yeah, for real.
yeah. I give you one job to do, God damn it, to look after her, not to
yeah.
fucking sleep with her.
So, down on the Dulanian planet, Billups and Rutherford's good time goes south, and they end up they're in big trouble, blowing the diplomacy by going into the temple without their navel exposed.
Oh.
It's just another callback to those people's weird
Mm-hmm.
crisscross shirts in that episode of TNG.
Oh, there's so
Uh,
many episodes like that, though, isn't there? Where you fuck up culturally for some reason. You do something that offends, and in every alien world, when you offend someone, you don't just get a slap on the wrist. You have to die.
it has to
And so we
go to
get
the
Joe Volta.
extreme.
Yeah, you get Joe versus the volcano. Then with this one, yeah, but yeah.
So Ransom will not go down and help. He tells Mariner that she needs to learn to trust her commanding officers. Uh, Boimler goes down and he tries to go to Karanch to try to talk his way out of getting hunted. But instead, the hunt immediately begins and he starts running. He goes to Cetacean Ops, jumps in their pool with dirty shoes again, disrespecting them. Runs into the captain, who also refuses to help him. Just apparently she had brunch with Karanch, and she, so he's in a pickle and he's running down the hall shrieking. Uh, we cut back to Ransom continuing to not help either repair the station or helping Billups and Rutherford, who are
I
ending
did
up
like
getting
the
sacrificed at this
I,
point.
I did like the fact that like whilst they're trying to repair the elevator, Ransom's just using it as an
He's
opportunity to
lifting.
work it. Yeah, he's like working out at the same time. Can somebody change a pipe like this? And like Mariner goes, yeah, with a step ladder.
No, wait a minute.
And
It's not an elevator. It's a lift.
yeah, I know, but it is a lift for me. But every time
You know.
if anybody doesn't know, I'm a cab driver in the UK, and I do get a lot of Americans in my cab when I'm picking them up from Heathrow Airport.
There you
And
go.
I tell them this way to the lift, and they say elevator, and I I say lift. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're in my fucking country now. It's a fucking lift. Anyway, but you know what I mean? And the amount of times they end up going to my passenger door, sorry, they go to my driver door because we drove on the other side of the road, but that's a whole different story. I'll tell you what made me laugh, and I'm really glad they made this callback because I was thinking to myself, they have to make this callback because this feels a bit weird. Is when Billups is on that planet, and then Ransom reminds him, "We don't want you fucking becoming their king now,"
That's
because
right.
obviously, if he loses his virginity, yeah, I
Becomes
mean,
king.
because he's still a virgin, isn't he? Well, I mean, he would be. It's a different planet, so it's different rules, but. You know, you got to still fucking keep it in your pants, Billups. You know what I mean? You can't afford to lose your virginity. So yeah, that was pretty cool, and I'm very happy they did that because those things are important in keeping things, you know, continuing things from previous episodes. So yeah, and I do agree. By the way, Cara Hughes, it is possible to fuck up terribly on Earth. We all do it on a
Yep.
regular basis.
Every
And yeah,
day.
it might have, if you know if I fucked up, you know, and had to die for everything I fucked up for, you know, I wouldn't be doing this podcast right now. I would have been dead like 2 decades ago. Yeah, first posted by is that Tchaikovsky? I have no idea. In 1895, the space elevator lift. Yes, 1895. Wow, yeah, it's amazing how long they've been doing science fiction for. You know, Mark Twain and all of that. But yeah,
Um, so we get the sequence now where Mariner, she does Mariner slash Michael Burnham, and she gets in the EV suit, and she does a halo dive. She's going to go down to the planet and save Rutherford and Billups, and immediately Ransom calls. Oh no, you were right. We're going to go down there and save them. Meet me at Section 8 or whatever. And so she has to, we get this sequence where she has to run up all these stairs to try to get there before Ransom catches her going rogue and doing exactly what he just praised her for not doing. And and with our B plot, Boimler goes down to the hangar bay or wherever they were playing their video board game D&D at, and gets inspired by Video DM Martok and goes full-blown Predator and jumps out and
yeah, like Arnie.
makes the epic speech about he's not going to be the prey, he's going to be the hunter, and immediately gets a harpoon for it. It just
Yeah,
that was hilarious. I think that might have been my favorite bit of the episode.
well, my favorite one of my favorite bits was watching Mariner running up the stairs and running up the ladder, and then there's like a mountain climbing, like a wall climbing section as well, which just added insult to injury. And then when she just got up there, she's absolutely exhausted.
Knackered. Yes.
Yeah, knackered.
She
Yeah,
falls
exactly.
asleep during the dive even. She's so tired.
I laugh so.
He's snoring away and the chute pops.
That was
Can we
great.
take a break first? Yeah. Oh god, I was laughing so much. It's just so good. This show is so funny in the right ways. You know, oh, I love it. I absolutely love it.
When I was mowing grass and that, and I was laughing, people was like, "What the hell's wrong with him? Was he on weed or something?"
So we get the kind of climax of the episode next with you've got the triumvirate leaders here for checks and balances, the psychic baby, the sentient computer, and a volcano god. They're being sacrificed at the planet's navel, a volcano.
Was the volcano sentient? Was it almost felt like it was? No, was it the baby that was talking through the volcano? Almost like it was weird. I couldn't tell.
Well, you had the volcano, the baby, and the computer.
Yeah, wasn't that a bit overkill? Mariner said that was hilarious.
Yep.
Great bit. Then Ransom saves the day with his abs, aka lava tubes, using
You've got
their
perfect lava tubes.
found something in common, opened up diplomacy like he's been trained to do as a commander and should have been doing the
Yep.
entire damn episode.
Yep.
Yep.
Just quickly go comments here. Daniel Vance says simulations of space elevators breaking are devastating to the entire planet. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, those things have to be so wide
I
as
know.
well. You know,
Strong.
structurally, you can't have them thin. It's better off trying to make a transporter. Okay, let me see if I can get this name correct, but I knew I got it wrong the first time. Konstantin Tielsklovsky. I hope that's more like it. Was a Russian Soviet space engineer. He believed much like Roddenberry of humanity's eventual Dell. Sorry, should have been humanity's dominance throughout space. Yeah, that goddamn spell check. I know what you mean. The volcano was talking. Cheeto says.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. I thought I was losing my mind. Yeah, I thought only the baby and volcano could talk, and the computer could just click. I thought that was the same computer done by what's his name? Um, is it Jeffrey Jeremy? I forgot his
Jeffrey
name.
Combs.
Jeffrey
But
Combs. Yeah,
no, it
I thought that
wasn't
was that computer. It wasn't.
Marcus.
Yeah. Okay,
Um,
so apparently I've got to say it like Tsiolkovsky. Okay, Tsiolkovsky. Okay, fair enough.
NerdTube,
Thank
where
you
you
very
don't
much.
just get entertained, you get educated as well.
Yes,
Darn
yes,
right.
yes.
It's the best place to be to get educated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You sound so excited.
So we kind of get the denouement of the episode, and Mariner and Ransom kind of give each other compliments, but Ransom doesn't think she's being seriously, and kind of thinks she's kissing ass. And she goes back to the finish the game, announcing that she hates Ransom. And they finish their game, and the game once again reminds Boimler that he's learned nothing. He's gonna stick to being bold Boimler, and gets killed in the game for being bold when he should have been
Yeah.
slightly cautious.
Yep.
And the
The
game was trying.
bartender.
Yes,
Sorry,
the
the
game
bartender kills you by ripping your own
arm
arm off
off
and stabbing with you, and because you got killed by your
by
own
your own
arm,
hand.
yeah, by
It's
your own hand,
dishonorable.
it's dishonorable.
Ripped
I'm
their
just
arm off
dying. I'm
and
just
beat the crap out of you,
dying.
and it's still your fault.
That was the second
Yeah.
time in the episode the game tried to teach Boimler a lesson, and he didn't
Hmm.
learn it.
Well,
Wow.
Tindy
Right?
Tindy also mentioned that as well. Like like she was trying to give him advice,
Hmm.
and he misconstrued that advice into something else. And it's like, okay, well, how Tindy is, okay, well, that wasn't exactly what I was trying to explain to you, but okay, this is okay. Like that was hilarious. So I thought all of that was pretty cool.
No, it was a strong end to the episode. uh, Sorry, just laughing at Ryan's comment.
Ryan, you eat breakfast and gain plus 3 stamina.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I eat breakfast and then I have to have a nap. So like there's no stamina. I mean if anything I'm exhausted. Um it helps to be Anglo-Russian. After all, my name is Russian, Carter Hughes.
Mm.
Oh, fair enough. Well, that's really good to know. I'm educated even more. I like the bit at the end where if they wanted to continue, they had to buy the expansion pack. Yeah, and because it's Ferengi as well, they have to spend money. I was
Hmm.
thinking about something. That's why I'm glad they mentioned the Ferengi bit. Because anything else would have made sense.
And the whole thing was a deep fake of Martok. They didn't even pay Martok or get him to record it.
Nope.
Just making money off his likeness.
Yeah.
But Zam, overall thoughts or any more about this last third of the episode in particular you wanted to talk about before we get to
Um.
marks?
Yeah. I mean, this episode was just what you expect from Lower Decks in every capacity, and it had a good main plot, good subplot, and this is I just really love this show, and it makes me laugh, and you got to if you know your Trek, you're gonna have so much fun. This is not necessarily nostalgia bait. this is know your Trek bait. Like, Trekkies will enjoy the show because it gives you what it lets you. It makes fun of and uses Trekkie tropes to humorize scenarios and situations like, you know, insulting people's culture and stuff like that by accident, and all of that sort of stuff. I was like, when they did that, I was like, that was hilarious because I've seen that before. But yeah, it's just so much. There's so much going on here. I loved it. It was great. I'll give it a mark in a second. I'll just pass it on to Boone.
Mhm. What were your overall thoughts, Commodore?
It was great, funny, crazy about everything that you want. I guess rolled into one show. It just makes you think about stuff and everything. So it's like that lift. I mean, that lift goes all the way past, so you can get a ship and everything up there, and the sucker broke down and everything. And the question is, did they ever get it fixed? I don't think they
Yeah, I was
did.
about to say that. They never repaired it, did
No,
they?
they never did. They was too busy talking to the computer and the volcano and the baby. Other than that, it was a great episode. I mean, I listened to it over and over and just kept laughing all day long. So
The black market tax.
yeah,
Yes, it was better than most in that there weren't too many B, C, and D plots. I think you can have an A plot and a B plot, but for a 25-minute show, it's hard to do a C and D plot. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, like, there was an episode once where there was an A, B, C, and D plot, and maybe even an F plot or E plot, even. Sorry, and that's
is there
because,
a
like,
D plot?
well, in the sense that, like, if the characters are having their own individual struggles in an episode, and then
Hmm?
maybe you might even be following the bridge crew as well, or and so it ends up being a lot of plots. But they have pulled it off in the past, in my opinion. But yeah, an A and B plot tends to be good enough.
Um, no, I agree with everything you guys said. It was well done, contained plot, but with light serialization. Uh, Great use of the deep references. Not
Hey,
just to actual content in Trek, but to Trek merchandise, and
yeah,
struck a chord with you guys that had actually played it. And and if these aren't just hey remember
hmm,
jokes. It would be very easy to do that. Instead, they go to the effort of making it key to the plot.
yep.
And it's a really quality show. And this episode was one of the better episodes. I'll start with the marks, and then we'll go clockwise. I'm gonna give it an 8. Solid
Cool.
episode of Lower Decks. Good callbacks. Really great jokes. Um, and only light serialization. Uh, it'd be higher if maybe it was one of the episodes that contribute to what'll end up being the overall plot arc of the season. And maybe I'll be wrong, and maybe this Boimler trying to advance will become his overall season arc. Commodore, your mark. How many sausages this week?
Well, how many sauces do you want?
That's on you. It's your
And
rating.
well, like I keep saying, I was laughing all damn day long on this episode. I mean, it's kept me. I'm mowing my lawns. I got the headset on, and I'm just laughing. I'm listening to this thing over and over again. People walking by are like, "Why is he laughing all the time?" So yeah, let's give it a big 10 because it made me laugh all damn day long. 10,
Excellent.
10 and two thumbs up. How's that?
Very nice. Zam, you?
I was gonna give it an 8, but then you reminded me of the board game thing, which I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned earlier, how I played the TNG game, and also the Predator scenes were pretty cool as well,
Yeah,
and they were nostalgia done right for me. Well, the board game thing wasn't even nostalgia; it wasn't meant to be nostalgia for me. I just happened to find it nostalgic, and so that's even better in a way. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I really really like this episode a lot, and I want to play that fucking game again. I mean, or another version of that game, and I want us all to be able to play on our all together somehow online as well. That would be so fucking cool if we can pull that off. You know what I mean?
I'll start researching how we can pull that off. I have an idea or two. I think we can pull it off through Discord.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah, that'd be really good. Um, let's see what the chat says. Let's get some marks from you, motherfuckers. First of all, Brian Jelly says the lesson was abs and pecs that saved the day. Fair enough. House of Dragon, Lower Deck, She-Hulk, Lord of the Rings. I love the start of the fall season. Yes, there is a lot. I'm doing Lord of the Rings, well, House of the Dragon myself. Lower Decks, obviously, I'm doing with these gentlemen as well as Cheetah, who was a bit preoccupied today, so he wasn't able to join us. She-Hulk we're doing tomorrow because we're old men and we can't fucking fit two things at once. And obviously, Lord of the Rings on Saturday. And luckily because I am an old man, I've got nothing else to do with my life, so I'm doing this. All right, Ryan Jelly's didn't Captain Kirk teach us that already? Laugh out loud. Yeah, I'd give it an 8. Excellent. True. And Tito also gives it an 8 out of 10. 8 Cheetos from Cheeto.
Mm.
Okay, so yeah,
High marks all around.
yeah, pretty cool. Daniel, Ryan, you gonna give us
Good.
some marks as well?
Excellent
That'll be
episode.
cool if you do. Oh, he's going to be giving it 7 out of 9. Oh, there's always one, isn't there?
7 of 9 dribbles. Oh Lord.
Yeah,
Good
fair
one.
enough.
Good one, bro.
Okay, well, that's still a good mark, far as I'm concerned. That's an 8 out of 10, isn't it? So, yeah, that's an excellent mark as well. So, yeah, I was a bit worried because after last week, I was a bit concerned about this show. I was thinking to myself, I hope it doesn't go the way the way Cheeto and Ginger Greek have been talking about season 3 of Harlequin, the show which I don't watch, but they are very much into the Harlequin show and they love the first 2 seasons. I was really worried that apparently the first season's really shit. That's what they've been telling me. I was
Mm.
really worried that this might go that direction. Unfortunately, it hasn't. You know,
Mhm.
there is an abundance of Star Trek lore they can still pull stuff out from. So I hope they keep doing that for many years to come with many more seasons and just keep up this level of quality as well. I'm very much looking forward to the crossover episode they'll have with Strange New Worlds. I think next season. So yeah, it's just great stuff all around. I love it.
No, it was a nice return to form and is gives good sign for the trajectory of the show moving forward to continue being of the quality we've come to
Mm.
accept from it.
Do you think
Um,
Mariner will ever be a like? I think with I mean, people compare her a little bit to Michael Burnham because they're both quite rebellious. But then again, Star
mhm.
Trek personnel who have been on our screens, both as I would say, Kirk, Janeway, Cisco, they've all been rebellious in their own ways. I mean, Janeway had no choice; she was in the other part of the fucking universe. Cisco was trying was basically doing what he had to do to cause peace by causing war to a degree.
Right.
And James T. Kirk was fucking everything in sight. So, do you think? Do you
Jeez.
think? Yes. So, like to see Mariner and Michael Burnham following similar paths as well. But at least Michael Burnham's been promoted to captain now, so
Mm-hmm.
she's almost got a little bit of leeway with her bending the rules sort of mindset. But do you think Mariner will ever follow the rules because she was breaking the rules in the very beginning of this episode. She was supposed to be working, and she
Yeah.
was fucking playing Dungeons and Dragons or the Star Trek version of it. So she seems to be a rule breaker for life, in my opinion. I don't know.
um, I I hope they don't change her character too much, but I would be very surprised if they don't have her at least temper herself and become a slightly more disciplined version of herself. I would be very happy, but very surprised if they just kind of let her be the Beckett Mariner we know and love.
Yeah, Picard did get his heart damaged
Absolutely.
to a degree. It made him more conniving and cunning, but I wouldn't necessarily say he was a rule breaker to a degree. Actually, I'll take that back. In the movies, in the Star Trek movies, he broke the fucking rules. He did. He
Yep.
broke the fucking rules. Like in Generations, it was hell with the rules, I believe. He broke the rules in First Contact when you're supposed to looking at nebulas and stuff like that. He thought, "Fuck that! I'm going to join the fight against the Borg." In Insurrection, like Starfleet went a bit rogue themselves, and he thought, fuck you, Starfleet." So, not Insurrection. I can't remember what the fuck it was called. Was it Insurrection? The one with F.
It
Murray
was.
Abrahams? Okay. So yeah, Picard got his heart. Yeah, sorry, he did get his heart. He actually got a new heart, didn't he? He got like a fake heart.
Yes.
Um, she'll definitely have to have a grow up moment for sure. But yeah, she is a grown up as well, which is weird. But yeah, I know what you mean. Star Trek 4 lost Matt Shapman to the MCU and the Fantastic Four. Justin Lin's Star Trek Beyond is rumored to be taking over. Okay. Ryan Jellos. Yeah, I'd like to see her get some realization that there's a reason for the rules, even if she doesn't like it. Well, I think what it is that she needs to start relying on her crew a little bit more, and
Hmm.
then she feels almost like she's Superwoman, like she needs to come in, save the day all the fucking time, and she needs to rely on her crew a little bit more to save themselves to a degree. And Ryan also said, I think she will lose a crew member due to her lack of seriousness. I wouldn't be surprised if either her, maybe not her dad, because I don't think that would hit as hard. If Carol Freeman died this season, that would be massive. But then again, she'll probably come back in season 4 the way Shanks did, so you never can tell. So, which is
Maybe, but that's some Ryan could be onto something there, and they could do it with like they introduce another lower decker, and then that character, after building rapport with them, bites it on an away mission due to like carelessness. I think that would be a good way to
Phillips would be a
maybe
good guy to kill off, in that case. But when Shanks died, he was hardly in anything. Yeah, but when he died, it fucking hit me hard. I loved it. I loved the way he went off. He went off like a trooper. Yeah, I
he
mean, he
did.
went off. Yeah, he went off in the fight, which is this is the greatest day of my life. He's saying that shit. Yeah, he gave up his life for Rutherford and everything, and that's why, like, even though I really liked that character, I was never happy that they brought him back, and they tried to make a joke out of it, but it still didn't work for me. But now he's back. I'm cool with it too. So. Mariner is a control freak, and while that's fine on one hand, she needs to realize that she can't control everything. I do agree with you there. She is a control freak. She's a control freak with no command position. Which is that she's like the leader of the lower decks. The leader of the ensigns. So, yeah. All right, shall we wrap this up?
Um, I don't have anything else to add.
I
So if
don't
you
either.
guys don't, we'll
I
sign
just want
off.
people, make sure you join us tomorrow. Same time as we started this stream tomorrow, we'll be talking about She-Hulk episode 3. A lot to talk about, so keep an eye out for that. That'll be on tomorrow if you're into your MCU. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Want to say thank you to everybody who viewed tonight. Thank you for coming to the chat. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe, then hit that bell icon, get all our notifications. Leave the video a like if you don't mind. And if you watch later on down the line, hit us up in the comments and tell us what you thought of the episode and what you thought of our points.
yeah, Wong.
Wrong.
It's the Wong universe. It's the Wong universe. That's what it is. Um, have a great evening, everyone. Yeah, damn right,
Nope.
Vance. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All
Daniel
right, thanks
Vance
very much.
always our support.
Oh, one more comment. We'll get one more in.
Mm-hmm.
It's been great. It's been great to be here. Being disabled is hard to get out. It's great to see you guys. See you tomorrow. Pretty please, nicely with the chocolate sprinkles. Oh, damn right.
There you go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we're here. We're here for people like yourselves who are here
Yep.
for us. So thank you very much, Cara Hughes, for those lovely comments.
Means the world. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good night. Thanks for joining me, gentlemen. Commodore Boone, thank you so much for being here.
No
Zam,
problem.
thank you as well. This has been another NerdTube review, the best channel that you've maybe kind of sort of heard of.
The
Live
best.
long and prosper.
Take care.
Good night.
Bye bye.